Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup.
Welcome, not back to Cooking Kevin, well, special edition, but welcome to Vlogmas Day 27. And yes, I'm going to do a cooking show today, even though it's not Thursday. We are going to do a turkey tetrazzini, because we got leftover turkey, so we need to cook with turkey. We took a break yesterday. We just had pizza, some nachos, dip. Thought it'd be a good break. Well, we did have a turkey sandwich, I believe, for lunch. So what's involved with the turkey tetrazzini? We have our ingredients, and now I'm halving this, but I'll read out the full ingredients. 4 cups of diced turkey, 1 small onion, 2 celery stalks of celery, 1 cup sliced mushrooms. They say it's optional. 4 cloves of garlic, ½ cup butter, ½ cup flour, 14-ounce chicken broth, 3 cups milk, 1 teaspoon salt, ½ a teaspoon of pepper, 1½ cup Parmesan cheese, shredded or grated. It says divided because there is instructions down here where you use a bit at each time. Pound of pasta, spaghetti or linguine, 1 cup frozen peas, and 1 Italian panko breadcrumbs. Like I said, we're gonna half this, so what we're gonna do is I just gotta cut some celery up here. Normally I would say 2. I'm using 2 because these are fairly small. Sorry, I'm just getting a small bowl of the thing. And you just cut it over and cut some turkey up. And for the turkey, it just says to cube it, so you can shred it, cube it, whatever you want to do. I'm just kind of roughly cutting it up. Got some pretty big pieces in here. We had a lot of turkey left. Like I said, we're only going to do 2 cups instead of the 4. I have a little. Here you go, Mr. Brody. A little piece for you. And maybe you guys can comment down below on what you do with your leftover turkey. I know for some of this that's going to be left over, I am going to be freezing it. We have a a vacuum sealer. So I'm going to seal it up and we're going to freeze a lot of it so we have some later down the road. There you go, roughly 2 cups. Of course, with turkey, you gotta get sealed up and put it back in the fridge. Otherwise, Mr. Brody will be here continuously bugging me. Bought these bags. I thought, you know, they're a little cheaper from Walmart, but to tell you, I don't, they're hard to seal sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna get some my water going for my spaghetti. We preheated the oven. I've already started the water, so I have some onion already here that I already had cut up. 4 cloves of garlic and 2 celery stalks. So we're gonna melt some butter. It says a half, so we're gonna use a quarter. I'm just gonna kind of knock my peas over. Guess I gotta mind my P's and Q's. Oh, one on the floor. Brody will get that one. Okay. I hate when that happens. So roughly a quarter. Mr. Brody, you trying to help, buddy? So normally it's a 9 by 13. We're going to use an 8 by 11 pan, and we're going to spray it down with some pan, butter, and whatever you want. Just leave that to the side. So as we melt this, we're going to add the onion, the celery, no mushrooms. We're going to cook about 3 to 4 minutes until the celery is clearing. We're going to add the garlic and cook for another minute, and then add a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of pepper. So we're going to drop that down to a half teaspoon of salt and a quarter teaspoon of pepper. Letting that heat up, I gotta get my flour, quarter cup of flour ready. 14 ounces, and we're dropping it down to 7 ounces of broth, which is roughly a cup. And this is homemade broth that we made from the leftover turkey drippings and cooking the bones. Oh, it's delicious. See how this butter's doing. It is melting. Okay, it's up there, and I'm going to bring you over to the stove as I add everything in. Alright, as you can see, our water's boiling for the pasta. Now we're only going to cook this down to al dente. Our butter is melted and going, so I've also added in the garlic. We don't use cloves, we use the minced stuff. So we are going to cook that up. Set about 3-4 minutes until that celery is clearing. Starting to come up now. Okay, when I'm ready to add in the salt, pepper, and flour, I'll bring you back. Alright, we're going to add in the salt and pepper. So I said before we're going to cut it down, so we're going to go with half a teaspoon of salt. And it's going to be a quarter teaspoon of pepper. Now we're going to add our half a cup of flour. We're going to stir in till it browns, probably about 2 minutes. And I do want to tell you, these handles do get hot on the Dutch ovens. Once that has browned up, we're going to add in that chicken broth. We're going to bring it back to a boil. And when it starts to thicken, we're going to add 3 cups of milk. So actually, oh, shoot, I need 1.5 cup of milk. Haha, I missed on that one. Good thing I reread that. No, yeah, it's 1.5 cups. Which is good, that's fine. vegetables here. Let's see how this is rolling. Spaghetti is stirred here. Just give me a few more minutes for that spaghetti. Yes. This is starting to brown, so now that that's starting to brown, we're going to add in our chicken stock. When this, as it's thickening up, you can see, and it comes to a boil, we are going to add in our 1.5 cups of milk and our 1/2 cup Parmesan cheese. It smells good. Alright, it's come to a boil, it's thickened. There's our 1.5 cups of milk. 1/2 cup. We didn't have fresh Parmesan, so I just used grated, but it works just as well. Now we're going to let it a light boil, and we're going to stir as it thickens. And I reread for convection it's 350 degrees, convectional or normal it's 375. So once this comes up, thickens and boils, we're going to remove it from the heat. We're going to add in our chicken and our pasta and the frozen peas. We're going to stir it up, and then we're going to make up the mix with the breadcrumbs and the other Parmesan cheese to go on top. Turn this up a little bit. Alright, so now it's starting to come to a bit of a boil. Once it does about 3 minutes, we want that oh, it smells good. Alright, once this is done at the end, I'm going to bring it over to the counter. When I do that, we need, like I said, add the chicken, the spaghetti, and the peas. So I'll bring you back when I'm adding that. Okay. It's done. Oh, it smells delicious. Okay, now we're going to add in our turkey. Add in our spaghetti. And our peas. Oh, a couple of peas went. That's okay. We're going to mix it really good. Now we're going to pour it into our pan. My glasses on to read the instructions. Get all fogged up. And of course, I can never cook without making a mess. Okay. We're just going to spread this out. Alright, now we're going to make our breadcrumbs. So we're cutting this, like I said, we're cutting it down, so half a cup. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. And a quarter cup Parmesan. And we're going to sprinkle it on top. Yummy. Now, we're going to slide this in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. Yep, so bake about 35 minutes. When it's done, ready to come out, we'll bring you back. Okay. Time is up, it is done, and it smells yummy. Oh, look at that, nice. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna use to do it, because it is spaghetti as well. But okay. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. Oops. My mom used to make something. Oops. See, we're making a mess. Oh, we got a mess. All right. Okay, we will bring you back at the table for the grand taste test. Okay. Let's see.
Smells delicious. Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is delicious.
That's yummy. Okay, that is it for Vlogmas Day 27. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow or the next day. I don't even know if we're going to have anything tomorrow.
Yeah, you're cooking the next recipe to get rid of that
Well,
turkey.
Well, that's what you think. Yeah. What's going to happen, what you want and what's going to happen, that's two different things. All right, folks, thanks very much for joining us again and have a good night.